Galunggung is a stratovolcano on the west coast of Java. Galunggung's first historic eruption occurred in 1822. Galunggung's eruptive columns reached heights of up to 15 miles, 24 kilometers. Nui Ardantes and mudflows killed 4,011 people and destroyed 114 villages during the 1822 eruption. VEI equals 5. The Nui Ardantes stretched up to 6 miles, 10 kilometers, from the volcano. On May 1, 1919, the volcano Keled in Indonesia erupted. It was the 20th century's deadliest strike. The lake at the summit, approximately 5,000 feet above sea level, was expelled by the eruption. Mud and pyroclastic flows from the lake's heated waters swept over the agricultural areas of Kediri and Blitar. They traveled up to 25 miles from the volcano, destroying 40,000 acres of farmland. 3 million people live within 15 miles of the volcano, and the eruption killed over 5,000 people. 100 villages were wiped out. "60% of all grazing livestock died due to the effects of the Laki eruptions. The Haze famine, as it is called in Iceland, killed around 9,000 people, approximately 22% of the population, from famine and disease. Mount Unzen eruption of 1792. Volcanic eruption of Mount Unzen, Western Kyushu, Japan, that led to a destructive landslide and a tsunami. The death toll from the disaster is estimated at some 15,000 people, making it the most deadly volcanic eruption in Japan's history. The Nevado del Ruiz volcano is about 140 kilometers northwest of Colombia's capital, Bogotá. An explosive eruption at the Arenas crater on November 13, 1985, melted ice and snow at the volcano's summit. At least 23,000 people were killed when mudflows, lahars, swept tens of kilometers down river valleys along the volcano's flanks. The majority of the fatalities occurred in Armero, which was completely inundated by lahars. The 1902 eruption of Mount Pelée was a volcanic eruption on the island of Martinique in the eastern Caribbean. A large black cloud composed of superheated gas, ash and rock rolled headlong down the south flank of Mount Pelée at more than 100 miles per hour. In less than 1 minute it struck Saint Pierre with hurricane force. The blast was powerful enough to carry a 3-ton statue 16 meters from its mount. 1 meter thick masonry walls were blown into rubble and support girders were mangled into twisted strands of metal. The searing heat of the cloud ignited huge bonfires. From 29,000 people in Saint Pierre, there were only 2 known survivors. More than 36,000 people were killed in Krakatoa's violent eruption. The tephra, volcanic rock, and hot volcanic gases produced by the blasts killed relatively few of the victims. Tens of thousands more died in the tsunamis caused by the volcano's collapse into the caldera, including a 120-foot-high wall of water that formed immediately after the climactic blast and wiped out 165 coastal villages on Java and Sumatra. The eruption of Mount Tambora, an obscure volcano in Indonesia, was the most destructive explosion on Earth in the last 10,000 years. Tambora, which stood more than 13,000 feet tall, exploded in 1815, releasing 12 cubic miles of gases, dust, and rock into the atmosphere and onto the island of Sumbawa and the surrounding area. Rivers of burning ash poured down the mountain's flanks, destroying grasslands and forests. The ground shook, triggering tsunamis across the Java Sea. An estimated 10,000 people died instantly on the island, and 98,000 in total.